Things are going from bad to worse in the Red Sea. And time and again, one country has come to the rescue of distressed sailors. One country is repeatedly proving to be the only reliable security provider in the dangerous waters. I'm talking about India. A lot has happened in the last 24 hours. Houthi missiles have killed sailors at sea. The Indian Navy has carried out yet another daring operation. The story begins with a ship named True Confidence. It is owned by a company that is registered in Liberia. The ship is operated by Greece-based 3rd January Maritime. But the ship sails under the flag of Barbados. On the 6th of March, True Confidence was some 93 kilometers off the Yemeni port of Aden. It was carrying steel from China to Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. That's when True Confidence came under a deadly attack. The ship was struck by a Houthi missile. Its bridge and cargo caught fire. There were over 20 crew members on board. There were 15 Filipino sailors, 4 Vietnamese and 1 Indian. The ship also had 3 armed guards. 2 of them were from Sri Lanka and 1 from Nepal. 2 crew members died. Both were from the Philippines. The crew was forced to abandon ship and seek refuge in a raft. These men were scared and they were out in the open sea. Their ship was on fire. That's when India came to their rescue. The Indian Navy's INS Kolkata rescued the crew members. The Indian Navy deployed helicopters and boats. The Indian Navy ensured that the distressed crew received the necessary medical aid in good time. The men were then evacuated to Djibouti. It was yet another selfless act by the Indian Navy. Earlier today, the U.S. Central Command posted about this ship on X. It mentioned that coalition warships are responding to the crisis, but didn't know how. But what we have here are visuals of the Indian Navy rescuing the distressed crew in high seas. Reports say that 1 American ship was present at the scene. Where was the rest of the Western Armada? Where were the members of Operation Prosperity Guardian? Why weren't they guarding the waters from Houthi fire? Houthis are a Yemen-based and Iran-backed rebel group. And like most of you already know, Houthis have pledged to fight alongside Hamas in this war. Take a look. In the last few months, Houthis and American troops have come face to face multiple times. Houthis attacked ships in the Red Sea. American troops and allies bombed Houthi assets in Yemen. They hit weapons and missile storage facilities. They destroyed radars, helicopters and air defense systems. In return, the Houthis attacked more ships. US allies then bombed more Houthi installations. This has been going on for a while now. So far, the Houthis have launched over 45 missile and drone attacks on ships, both commercial and naval. Earlier this week, the Houthis also reportedly targeted the USS Kane. It is America's Arleigh Burke-class destroyer. But why True Confidence? The ship's owner and operator swear that the vessel had no US connection whatsoever. So why was this vessel attacked? Well, some reports say the ship was previously owned by Oaktree Capital Management. It is a Los Angeles-based fund. The Houthis have now tried to justify the attack. Here's a line from the Houthi statement. The targeting operation came after the ship's crew rejected warning messages from the Yemeni naval forces. You see, there's no doubt that this fatal attack marks a significant escalation in the ongoing war at sea. The bigger question here is, what next? Will the Philippines join the US-led task force now that its nationals have died at sea? Will the US send a strong message to the Houthis now that the rebel group has killed civilians at sea? Or will America and its allies hit Iran? I saw the comments on CENTCOM's X handle demanding that the US sink the Behshad. For those of you who haven't heard about this infamous vessel, think of the Behshad as Iran's outpost in the Bab el-Mandeb. It is apparently a spy ship. The Behshad has been in the high seas since 2021, and it has mostly been stationary. It has not moved. Supply vessels regularly visit the Behshad, but what happens on board this ship, no one knows. Is this ship helping the Houthis in their attack? Is it identifying the vessels for the Houthis to attack? Is it providing other intelligence to help Houthis in their war at sea? We simply don't know. What we do know is that the Behshad is being guarded by the Iranian Navy. Following the death of 3 American soldiers in the drone attack on Tower 22, there was a buzz that Washington may retaliate by bombing the Behshad. Iran warned America against touching its ship. The rest is history. So will the Behshad become a target now that stakes have been raised? Here's what the US State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller is saying. Let me quote him. The US will continue to hold the Houthis accountable for their attacks. But how? It comes down to a basic question. Do the parties involved in this want an escalation, or do they want a sustainable solution? The solution, of course, starts with a ceasefire, with a humanitarian outreach in ensuring that the mothers of Gaza have food to feed their children. We will be getting you the heartbreaking details about the tragedy unfolding in Gaza in a few minutes from now. You see, anything short of a ceasefire in Gaza will not be able to douse the blaze at sea. And until that happens, commercial vehicles and innocent sailors will remain vulnerable. From the very beginning of this war at sea, since the time the MV Leela Norfolk sent out a distress signal in the first week of January, it is India that has been repeatedly coming to the help of the ships and sailors who are caught in the crossfire at sea. The Indian Navy has been carrying out one rescue operation after another. It has been displaying courage and exemplary calm. Earlier this week, India helped the MSC Sky II. The ship was targeted by the Houthis on Monday as it was sailing from Singapore to Djibouti. The vessel caught fire. There were 23 personnel on board. The Indian Navy's INS Kolkata came to their rescue. A specialized firefighting team from the INS Kolkata embarked on the distressed ship. The team helped in fighting the blaze. Another team provided risk assessment. The distressed ship was then escorted to safe waters. The Indian Navy has also been rescuing ships from Somali pirates who have suddenly become active in the face of the Red Sea war. India has rescued Pakistanis from Somali pirates, Sri Lankans, Iranians. The Indian Navy is carrying out these daring missions without flexing its muscle, with zero vested interest, without any high-handedness. The Indian Navy is acting as per the established SOPs. It is following protocol, and time and again, India is proving to be the only reliable security provider in the dangerous waters. WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.